Hi, my name is Joyce Ashe. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I wanted to take this time to share my breast cancer diagnosis and journey and what I'm doing today. Back in 2009, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and I was given a lot of different medications to try to control it and slow it down. But then I started to feel my arm, when I rub it past my breast, I would feel a sharp pain or like a needle pinch and things like that. And I knew something was going on. I knew something was wrong inside my body, but I didn't quite know what it was, and I thought it was the medication. So I spoke with my rheumatologist, and she said, no, none of the medication that I'm on would have any effect to my breast. And so I asked her if she could write me a prescription for a mammogram, and she did. I ended up going to Hershey Breast Center here in Pennsylvania and had my mammogram. The same time they came out, they said, we're going to have to do a biopsy on you. And I said, fine. And so that was on a Wednesday. Now, I just want to share a little bit about where I was at, state of mind during that time. I was on a prayer fast along with my church up until Good Friday. So on Good Friday came, I was called back to the hospital and was told that I did indeed have breast cancer. After kind of taking a deep breath, I said, well, God, whatever has happened, I'm trusting you for it. You know, whatever it is, the cancer and how it's going to be treated, I'm trusting you for it. And at that time, I had different options of treatment. I chose to have a bilateral mastectomy because earlier, about 3 years before that, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I didn't know much about it. She didn't talk much about it. You know, I knew she had breast cancer. I knew she survived it, praise God, but I didn't know a lot about, you know, the diagnosis and other things. During that time as well, I came home and I remember talking to my husband and telling him, you know, I hope I made the right decision. What did he think? And my husband is so supportive of me and such a lover of my life. He said, I don't care, breast, no breast. You're my wife, I love you, and I'm going to walk with you through this thing, and we're going to be all right. And so I was so happy. Later on, I would find out that a lot of husbands have left their wives who were diagnosed with breast cancer because they couldn't take the pain. They couldn't see them without a breast, a natural breast and things like that. So, you know, I still to the day feel so blessed. My husband follows me through every volunteer organization that I go to and everything. Another thing that was hard for me during that time was my son was incarcerated. So he never got a chance to really, we didn't really talk about it that much. You know, we wrote letters and I visited him, you know, going through security with a little chip in my breast where they were going to do the surgery. And, you know, he worried and I just told him I'm gonna be fine. Like I told the rest of the family, I'll be fine. I'm in God's hands. I trust God for this and, you know, it's his will. Then I found out later, after getting on the other side, that it probably was not the right words for me to say, don't worry, because I didn't allow my husband or my family to really express their self. I was telling them how well I was doing, and I never thought about how horrible and afraid they felt for not being able to do anything. So I would definitely advise people, let your family grieve, let your family share their feelings and be open with you to receive them. But moving forward from that moment on, even before having my surgery, they said, would you be willing to give your tumor, the cancer tumor, to science, to donate to the hospital for research and a part of their science things? And I said, absolutely. I said, it's killing me. I don't want it. you can have it and do whatever you want with it. So I did that, and I knew right then that God answered my prayer of what I should be doing, and that was volunteering and learning more about breast cancer. In learning about breast cancer, I come to find out that white women have a higher statistic of breast cancer than black women and brown women, but brown women and black women have a higher mortality rate. And that's because we're always trying to look out for others and help others do things, and we don't think about ourselves. But I'm here to say, ladies, take care of yourself. Fill your boobs before someone else fills them first. Make sure you're paying attention to your body. Our body talks to us all the time, so we have to listen to it. I felt my cancer, and that's something that normally you don't feel, but God revealed it to me early, and I'm sitting here today as a living witness that getting a regular mammogram, getting your regular checkups, listening to your body can save your life. So that's what I want to just share about that part of my journey. And another thing was to make sure you have someone in your corner. God didn't put us on earth to be an island. He brought us on earth, put us on earth to be in relationship. So find someone that you know, you can trust, invite them to your doctor's appointments with you, have them take notes for you. So many times we go to the doctors and he tells or she tells us something. By the time we get home, we don't remember it. And I know that was a really important part of my journey, was having a friend go with me to all of my appointments. And then when she couldn't, my husband would take off and go with me to my appointments. And he would actually record the doctor's notes, that he would be able to play it back for me later on. And that was such a blessing for me, because I didn't remember half of the things they say when he put it back. I'd be like, oh, he said that for real? Oh, okay, I need to be doing this. So that's some things that that I would like to share with you, and hope it encourages you to, even if you're going to get your mammogram, and a lot of ladies are afraid to, take a friend with you. Have them, share with them how you're feeling, because this is your body, but you don't have to do this walk alone. Men get breast cancer. I ran into a high school friend. He said, "How you doing, Joyce?" And I said, "Good. How are you doing?" And he said, I'm doing better now than I was." And I said, "I understand, me too." I said, "I was diagnosed with breast cancer." And he said he was too. And my mouth hit the floor. I was like, "You were?" And then as I continued to learn more about cancer, breast cancer, men get breast cancer. So if you have a family history of breast cancer, don't wait till 35, 40 to get your mammograms. You can get your mammograms earlier. Check with your local state health department, because I've ran into young ladies younger than that, younger than 35, in their 20s, in their 30s, that were diagnosed with breast cancer. So please make sure that you're continuing to get your regular exams and to follow up with your doctor. Do your self-exam first. If that things don't feel right, call your primary care physician and get your checkup. Since after my treatment went on for about a year and a half, I started volunteering. In fact, I volunteered before my year and a half was up. I volunteered the first year, and I went to a conference where I had an opportunity to sit with oncologists and nurses and research doctors and learn more and more about breast cancer, resources that's out there, nutrition, that's a big part too. We don't eat right, so we want to make sure we're eating right. We don't want to eat a whole bunch of stuff that was called soul food good cooking unless we change our recipe. We don't want to be cooking with fats and things like that. We want to use things like coconut oil, olive oil, and things like that. You can eat healthier to save your life. Other than that, I've volunteered at so many different places because I just want to continue to give back. I made sure my nieces and my younger siblings and everyone that I can talk to, everybody I run into on the streets, I tell them about my journey. I tell them to get their checkups. I tell them to eat right because it will save your life. We're needed here. We're needed here for not just ourselves. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a grandmother, and I even now have a puppy. So I want to be around for a little while longer, and I'm sure you do too. So get your mammograms. Do not be afraid. Mammograms can save your life. Okay? God bless you. I love you, and thank you for this time.